Oh.
I'm not a parent of a child here, but my child is much older, and I desperately wanted something like this for her when she was younger. We tried with Vijay Gopal and Raji and a few others to do something like a Barbie her when she was much younger. The whole idea of this is not just to give them the confidence to have to know who they are, the Indians and the Americans, and to feel confident in their Indian identity, which affects them in school when they go meet some of the American kids, and when they get to the middle school and high school, it becomes very confusing for them. And to have this kind of education and awareness was what we were hoping for when my child was much younger. I am so glad to see this happen, and I am so happy. The bonding, the support network that they form when they grow older, and to have each other to fall back on is a bigger advantage than just learning about the Indian culture. So to me, this is wonderful. I'm so happy to see all of you here. So thank you.
It's so great to see so many of you here to support the children, these wonderful people of all ages who have been learning so much this week. I had the pleasure to spend a couple hours with them, I think it was on Wednesday, and they're just wonderful, wonderful kids who bring so much joy and love to the world, to one another, and hopefully to you all, to their families. I'm honored to serve the Unitarian congregation that meets here, and we partner with HSSI and have been for over 20 years. We are so excited about the Hindu Temple groundbreaking and for all of the wonderful things to follow. And as we watch these children grow up and all of us continue to grow in community, it's a real privilege to work with all of you. Thank you. Children and youth, for letting me hang out with you this week, and of course for DrTPS, who is a gift to the community, and for all of you for entrusting your children and young ones with DrTPS and these great volunteers. So thank you.
And now we would like to call Vijay Gopal onto the stage to talk for HSSI.
Please give a big hand for all the kids. Thanks to all the parents for trusting us with your kids, and it looks like everyone had a good time and they learned a lot under DrTPS. Thank you. I don't know whether all of you are aware, but we do have Bal Vihar classes, Chinmaya Bal Vihar classes every Sunday from 10:30 to 12. So if you are interested, please contact DrTPS or me or anyone within the HSSI organization. We will be happy to add you to the WhatsApp group. Pradeep and others, there are 2 other volunteers. They do a great job, and we have around 25 kids here. But over the past 2 camps, I have seen at least 75 new kids here. So the potential for Bal Vihar flourishing here is really there. So please do consider that, and I'd like to see all of you come to Bal Vihar, learn some shlokas and bhajans and some languages as well. We will be soon having Indian languages, vernacular languages.
So Madhavi auntie, Nagalakshmi auntie, Shrita auntie, and Mani auntie. And Anisha.
He conducts a lot of activities here. The past 2 kids camps have been great, and he's also going to conduct one more camp later this month. He conducts Bhagavad Gita classes from 10:30 to noon every Saturday. And on Sunday, he pens an article called Serene Reflections, or Sunday Reflections. There is also a talk with DrTPS that happens from 10:30 to noon on Sundays, the same timing as the Bal Vihar. So you can leave your kids at Bal Vihar and attend a DrTPS session. Okay. Thank you very much, and I hope to see all of you more often in our temple festivals.
Thank you, DrTPS. When you came to the sleepy city, sleepy town, and enlightened us, enlightened children's parents, and especially me. I mean, not only this, I have Ranava, she's Vedanta Saram on Saturday. I'll be learning a lot. And after 2 weeks, I scheduled something else to learn on Sai Baba as well as yoga. So that will be within the next 1.5 months. Thank you. When I was sleeping, so I was awakened a little bit. I'll spend more time on spirituality subjects. Thank you very much.
My name is Margi. A big thanks to DrTPS for conducting this camp. So, and thanks to all parents for trusting us and sending your kids to the camp. And the kids also cooperated well with us. And thank you once again for everyone. Thanks for Nick and HSLI people. Thank you very much.
I'm Lakshmi. I would thank DrTPS sir, the organizers HSSI, Nick, Anusha, my fellow volunteers, and the kids. Without them, this would have not been success. What I saw in this camp is actually the kids developed a lot actually through this camp. In the morning they used to have silence. Then after that they have team activities. Then about Indian culture, and afterwards how to present on the stage. So they learned a lot. I think so. My kid also learned a lot. She liked very much this camp. So thank you one.
Thank you as a parent. That's why we organized it with a fellow volunteers. Thank you so much for that, for accepting to be the volunteers, spend your time here. Being a subscriber of this camp, what can I ask? I never expected this. My kids fundamentally told me that they have made new relations. They have more friends now. I couldn't have done the play dates and all that. Clubbed with learning is a bonus for me. So thank you, DrTPS and all the volunteers behind that. One thing as a volunteer and organizer of this camp is we would like to hear from you what we are doing correct. More importantly, where did we miss? Because that is the lifeline for DrTPS. His energy comes from there, from your comments. So greatly appreciate that. If you give us, we can recalibrate and come back next year or the years after that. You can be volunteers as well. So looking forward for your feedback. Thank you.
My kids are attending the second week this week, and so it has been a great association with sir. And as you guys have seen today, what kids have learned, we also have similar programs for adults like the Gita, or tomorrow we have Upadesaram and things like that. So we are taking great benefit because of sir's guidance. And I think service is in his blood. So we hope all of you can take advantage of it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Padma and I'm Anika's mom. I actually, when I enrolled Anika in the SHIKSHA camp, I wasn't really sure. This is the second camp actually that she's attending for the SHIKSHA. She attended the first session in June and she was so happy and enjoyed it so much that she wanted to go for the second camp as well. She's actually learned a lot. I think we were happy when the other day she sang the Jana Gana Mana to her. She did FaceTime with her grandma and she actually sang the Jana Gana Mana. They were actually pretty excited that she knew the national anthem. As far as, I think she's calmed down a little bit, I could say that. She's a little bit excited and always enthusiastic person. But I think thank you to DrTPS and all the volunteers who have really spent their time and effort in actually taking care of all these kids. And in addition to, I think HSSI and UCCI for actually coordinating this and actually organizing the SHIKSHA camp. Thank you. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. We were very happy when we came to know about this camp. We came to know from the Balavigar group, and we were sure this would be a great success. And the first day, the comment as soon as we got in the call from our kid was, he's a very wise man.
Who is your kid?
Amrita.
Amrita, come.
He's a very wise man, and I couldn't get time to give him this compliment.
Come on.
And that's what she said, and we were really shocked. She's just a kindergartner. To her, hear some words like wise and so many new words from her. And every day she was practicing the Ekata Swarantarata song, and she was teaching her little brother and so many new things. And our family back in India, they were really happy, and at least to a sense they were convinced in the 7 years that our kids are really having some good time and having to know some good things and culture. This is the first time they were really convinced. I should say that, and thank you very much. You would like to sing that? Yeah?
Sing. Pick the mic.
Yeah. He wanted to. Oh, you're singing, join.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Take on these levels. Oh. Yeah. Thank you.
Diya, come on. They will be proud to have that. Come on.
So one thing in particular is that when we used to go to school, right? We used to go, like, first thing we do is like Jana Gana Mana and all these slokas we used to chant while at the school. Like usually we had like one pratna session. Our kids never used to see that. So this camp have taught them Jana Gana Mana, these slokas, which we have probably never have taught them. So that's really good. I mean, while taking her from SHIKSHA camp, she was singing Jana Gana Mana as we go home. So that was just good to see. So thank you so much, DrTPS and all volunteers.
Hi everyone, I'm Bhavana's mom. She's been pushing me to come here and talk. So I'll share some feedback or journey of 1 week. She started on the first day, and she's one of the very homely kids, so she wants to stay at home and her grandparents are here. In fact, the first day, her bua was also here, like aunt, right? So the first day she was like, I'm getting bored, I don't want to go, because she had family at home, right? And it was like an 8 to 5 days suddenly staying at the home with the family. So it was not easy the first day. I wanted her to learn, I wanted her to get out of the home and conform to what she's being sent to. Then the second day, there was, when I picked her up, DrTPS were trying to discipline some kids, and I'm like, okay, she may not take that well again, because the culture here is very different. In the schools, if there is a problem, the teacher will just directly talk to the parents. They will not discipline the kids there. So I was wondering, what should I do now? It was second day, and I spoke to some of the friends as well. I said, I really want her to be there, because what she's learning, she's getting discipline, and it's so different. So I want her to challenge herself. And then I spoke to her dad also, and who's also, one person who wants her to challenge herself, push herself. So he's like, let's see, let's try one more day. And then Wednesday, we convinced her. We said, hey, you stay there half day. Yeah, I have to tell the right story. That's right. It's okay, listen. You see, we have to tell the true story. So then the third day, I told her, how about you stay half day and I'll pick you up after half day. So, because again, she had grandparents at home, so she just wanted to be at home and be comfortable. So then when I came to pick her up, I came around 3 o'clock and then she's like, hey, I was having so much fun today, I don't want to go home. And there I figured out that things were, she's starting to pick up, and that's the challenge that she's trying to make it happen for her. Then I told her I can leave you here or what do you want to do. But then anyway, she went home. She's like, I want to spend time with grandparents as well. And I think the 4th day and the 5th day, now today when I saw her, she's been doing really well. So the reason I wanted to say was, in a nutshell, it was a hard start for her. I think the culture and the setting was very different. It's not how these kids are used to in school here. There were some things that I even thought maybe it's not going to work, but I think pushing herself, knowing that she was in the safe hands, and then the volunteers here, they were kind of taking care of it so well. And at the end of the day, I knew that I wanted her to learn what she's learning there. So all in all, thank you very much. I appreciate all the volunteers and DrTPS and HSSI putting this together. Maybe there are a few things for different kids, maybe like creating a smaller chunk of camp. I don't know, I would say to organize it like a 4-day thing or a 4-hour thing or something. Maybe it could help some kids, but overall she had a very good learning experience. So thank you very much.
Hi all. On behalf of every parent, I would like to thank DrTPS, all the volunteers, because from the day actually, it was very hard for my son to convince to attend these kind of classes, because first day, okay, when I actually asked him how did the class went, okay, how did the class go? So he was saying that, yeah, we did all this, and also I asked him, do you want to continue or not? He said, I wish these kind of classes could be month long or maybe year long. So I am very happy that we actually liked the classes, and then he was actually, because when we came from India, he was a 3.5-year-old. He knew the Jana Gana Mana during that time, but gradually as he studied here, he forgot all the Indian Jana Gana Mana and all the prayers and all. But we are happy that DrTPS again brought back those Indian cultures to him. Thank you very much.
I don't know how I have to introduce him. He's Om or Om Harshad. There has been a challenge with the name, because people here, they have problem with Om, and they do not know the bad effect it has, which has always been his problem. And even today, this morning, I had a chat with DrTPS and said people do not understand the power of the word Om, and that's his name. His name is Om Harshad, and he had been shying away probably 2 years now. He didn't want no one to call him Om, and now when he started coming back here, he's like, okay, I would like people to call me Om. The only thing I have DrTPS is, first thing, we want him out of the house, because he deals with gadgets, all the time. And this camp was to take him out of all his gadgets. And today when they did their drama, he still had something in his hand like a tab. And I was like, there's no way getting it out of his hand. So, but this camp has got a few things into his head, which he was learning when he was 3, forgot for a few years. And I would appreciate all the volunteers, Rama, and everyone who has been helping us. We missed the last presentation last Friday. I had to sneak out of the office so no one sees me before I can be caught for a meeting. So I'm happy here. All these kids, when they talk, with these presentations and stuff, they learned a lot, and it shows right there. I'm happy to see that there is a little bit of Indian coming back in there. So I'm really happy, and thanks DrTPS and everyone back here.
Hello everyone. I think if I don't talk today, you won't leave me. Saturday on the first information day, he was not started all happy. You didn't go talk, so I have to talk today. So first of all, I thank you very much, Dr. TPS and all the volunteers. I see her every day in the morning with great smile, and same smile in the evening when we pick them up. So thank you all volunteers. It's really it's a lot of time, your personal time you're putting here for everyone in the community. And it was very difficult for us to convince him to attend, because we tried Balvihar for 3-4 months, and he picked up so many things from that, but he couldn't continue. It was very difficult for him to continue that. But maybe I think now he might try again. But this one on first day he was like, no, I don't know what to do, 9 to 5, I don't know what will I do, I don't want to go. And then on the very first day when I picked him up, he was like, I really like data. And I asked him, did any of your friends were there? No, but I made so many new friends. I mean, that was really something really nice to hear from him, because he always looks for, nobody's there whom I know, or my classmates. But that day he was really happy that he made new friends. So that was really big change. And all these Indian shlokas or anything which we try to teach, I always try to something, at least some basics I try to teach, but they're not very interested. But finally, we will make them learn something, but not with interest. But here he really liked the way the way he teaches, or I don't know what magic he did, but really it triggered something inside them, and I really hope that they continue that, and I hope that he can continue the Balvihar classes as well. So thank you very much. Thank you all the volunteers, and he said he wants to attend the second camp as well. So that's a big change. That's okay, but you said, right? So thank you all. Thank you very much.
And this was a wonderful experience for us. We enjoyed the camp thoroughly, and he couldn't wait to get up in the morning and come back to the camp and learn all new exciting things. The things that I really was impressed was he could sing Jana Gana Mana, and he could understand Ramayan stories that they did over here, and it was just an amazing experience. Thank you so much, Dr. TPS, and all the volunteers for making this available for us over here at Columbus. Thank you.
So everybody is coming here and thanking Dr. TPS, but I think Dr. TPS should come here and say a few words. I really like learning the Jana Gana anthem.
Namaskaram. We like to stick to time, but 5 minutes late, probably I'll take 5 more minutes. The first camp, I was telling, when I cooked in Indian style, there was a lot of complaints. Second camp, I tried little bit, but even if I tried cooking in Western style, it can be only Indian. Probably there could be complaints from all the parents, because what I do is, my style is, if there is a violent child, I will make them silent. If there is a silent child, I will make them violent. That's our balance. So complaints are from both sides. I'll tell you, there are children who are holding like this and then running for pee-pee. They don't tell. Today somebody urinated in the outside itself, and the volunteers have to clean it up. We are dealing with a 4-year child to 15-year. I know how hard it is for doing it. And it's not just keeping them silent or making them to learn something, balancing all that. I found probably one of the thing which is not a practice here is writing. That's why their handwriting is too bad. That's why they don't have language skill. I thought I will pick up and then teach all of them their mother tongue, writing in few days. It's quite possible. 5 days only I require to teach anyone their mother tongue reading and writing. Probably speaking is much more difficult. I didn't pick up that because I found that writing English itself is too less. So how about writing other language? There is nothing great. If you understand meaning, it becomes very simple. So we teach anything has to be taught with meaning. That's where we fail most of the time. So I'm sure Ramayana they picked up very fast. I didn't ask them to by heart. Next day they themselves told me by heart. So it's very simple. All these are possible probably only when volunteers are around, parents permit. And it's a great risk, an unknown person coming and telling that, leave your children for 5 days here, it's not that simple. So you all trusted me. Probably with the backup of Vijay, HSSI, maybe Srikanth initiated the whole action. He wrote an email saying that, no, we want a camp here. That's why I'm here. Last time when I came, I had very little interaction. I knew very few. Raju I knew, Dharma I knew. I had only one dinner at Raju's place, 1 or 2 dinners and one at Mani's place. And that discussion is what created the real program. And today the t-shirt also, it's all because of Mani. All of you should give a big clap. She said we need it. That's it. So there are a lot of people who took initiative on different aspects, started looking at it the way they want. Nick added a lot of value because he keeps appreciating and then he keep calling and keep looking at it, what's happening here, and then he added a lot of values to this program. Other than his time he spent and then he played along. I did this maybe 30 years from now, how children will become. That's the best method to give career guidance. That's how I use for elderly children. When 8th, 9th, 10th grade children, they come to me for camp, I ask them, think how you will be after 30 years. And I used to have an interview program. So they come out saying what they wanted to be really in their life. The dreams will come because it's not career guidance, it's a drama. Here I just gave them the team, asked them to make their own team, they made it. Not a single part of the script I edited. Except a few, some corrections I gave here and there. Otherwise it's all their dream. That means they are able to dream. Get back. They're all growing. You can imagine the number of professions which you have covered, the institute names which they know. Imagine it's all at that age, right? So they know much more than what I know. Probably I don't know some of the... I remember sometime when I learned some specialization which I never heard in my life, I hear from these children, right? So it's quite possible they know much more, but they have not given a chance to present. Probably at home also they don't. I remember one boy who wanted to become something, but his parents were forcing something else. After the camp they decided, this is what my child wants, let him go into that. So it happened. So this is how I do the career guidance. It may be different, slightly difficult for them to get into the loop. Really, there are a lot of people with a good heart and good head. I remember Nelson Mandela once said, there cannot be good heart and good head with the same person. But we see here both in some people at least. And we had 53 participants in the last camp. There were more demands in this camp. All on a sudden I closed it and saying that no more entry. That time we had 30, but we got up to 40. Right? There were many requests, but we cut it short. 22nd and 26th camp, again I thought it should not cut short because people were coming at the last minute. So those who said I know, then again they will come back. Sometime we will enter. So there could be some hard. We have more than 50. From the first camp to second camp, we have 10 students. So actually the whole camp is not done by me. The first camp I put 80% of my effort, 20% by volunteers. This camp 50% was by the senior students. It was very simple for me to say that you do this, they know what to do. The first day I used to come and sit here for meditation, chanting, teaching them, but this camp, 1 or 2 days only I sat. The rest of the days they started themselves. Probably the morning is more serious, a lot of questions, answers, science, maths, physics, little bit of social science, etc. And the evening we used to have a lot of fun and group activity. So I try to make as mix as possible from my end. And what we taught is not the subject or the real content. The learning skill is what we taught. So learning a poetry was simple because I made 3 groups and asked them to learn one slokas. And at the last, as a rehearsal, I told them, you have to be on stage, you have to teach others. Only 2 rehearsals they learned by heart. So I think it's better to teach students to students than teachers to students. The peer groups learning is much more better. That's what is called adaptive learning. They adapt to their situations much faster than us. And if somebody has problem, I just ask them, these people don't know, these people know, go and sit and then teach themselves. So all of them become teachers. I see a lot of responsibility. There are maybe the most naughtiest boy here, I just tell them that you have to teach this sloka. Immediately he writes down everything and he gathers his own group and then he starts teaching. Right? So these are small tricks which I used and it worked. It's because your kids are really good. Right? So 22nd to 26th camp probably could be the last one which we have in this series. I don't know what to say. I enjoyed. Anyway, it's a great experience, different experience. And all these are possible just because of Anusha and contacts of Raju, Dharma, Mani and the rest of the people other than volunteers and all that. Tomorrow we have a Guru Purnima. See, I keep saying, many people, India system is that we know how to celebrate, but we don't know why we celebrate. Right? We all light lamps, we don't know why we light lamps. That's why I started asking questions and then I wanted to question all this. So yesterday I was discussing about Guru Purnima, immediately there is a Sai Baba activity. I said, stupid. There is nothing to do with Sai Baba, it is Vyasa's program. It's a birthday of Vyasa which is being celebrated. When you celebrate, you don't know what for you are celebrating. And to whom you should celebrate. There are a lot of celebrations for gods, but very less for the agents like teachers. So it's supposed to be for Guru. If you consider somebody as Guru, for him you should celebrate. That's why I was so glad when Raju and Dharma on discussion said he wanted to learn Upadesha Saram from me. I was so glad because I never learned it in my life. So I like to teach something which I never learned because that's a task given to me. But then I started reading it, I knew at least a few slokas from different places. And connecting was very simple. Really, I know zero about it. But I am 100% confident I know much better than most of the other people speak on this. Because I saw a lot of videos, I found there are a lot of missing gaps. Because most of the subjects talk the same. Only thing you must know how to connect it. If you know how to make sambar, you know how to make dal. Or if you know how to make dal, making sambar is simple, right? So it's very simple. You know the trick of doing it, it becomes very simple. That's how I do. So that's why I started talking to my children also. You should learn. Learn from your own knowledge, not from somebody's knowledge. Put them together, it becomes a new knowledge. Right? So I think I should call this a day. Thank you all of you. Hope to see you again on August 3rd, quite often in temple. Tomorrow we have at least 30-40 people. Yeah, 30 people are coming. So we'll learn one half day we'll finish 30 slokas and tomorrow is Bhagavad Gita 16th sloka. It's all because of Vijay. He took initiative of, yeah. Otherwise it's very difficult to know when somebody says I will come and teach, yeah you teach. Somebody has to sit, it's easy to spend somebody's time. But wasting should not happen, right? So I never thought that I will be able to teach Bhagavad Gita in my life. It's first time I am teaching Bhagavad Gita. Because I never learned Bhagavad Gita from anybody. It's only Swadhyaya. Right? But few slokas here and there I know, yeah. So it's only connecting together. And Usha is almost all the time she asks a lot of questions. That's my strength. No questions, it becomes boring. Now, when you ask questions, yeah, there is somebody who is keenly observing. And they connect to the last sloka, last chapter, which I like because that's what I did. I connect to the previous knowledge. So it's a great experience for me in Columbus. I'm so glad. Connect to me on my website. Look at, most of the time I keep sending. Last camp, previous day we had a parents union here. And then I said all of you should send message. Everybody started sending message. But this camp we started posting, nobody was sending message. So I told unless it is told almost like children only. Parents are much worse. No, they don't do it unless it becomes an assignment. Right? Last time there was huge messages coming. Right? Pouring. Whenever we posted something, yeah, very good. But this time, nobody told them, so they know it. That's how your children also will become, right? So you should change because they look upon the parents. You are like this only when I've got two sons. I'm a PhD in mathematics. My wife is a PhD in mathematics. I'm sure they look upon us, and my both kids are PhDs. So that's how it happens. So I'm sure they should look upon you, and you are the sample, not the teachers who come and once in a while and then show them. All the negativity in you can be seen by your children. All the positivity can be seen from your children. So show them some more light. Take them around. Mix them as much as possible. The temple is not a temple of prayers. I believe temple is a place of social activity. Look at my poetry which I wrote from Delhi in one of the temple, where I wrote most of the social discussions which happens there made them really powerful. So it has to be a social activity place, and I loved this place because this is a place where there are a lot of activities happening. Music is there, which I did not tell what's happening here. There are a lot of music programs here every month, right? So every part of your cultural art, everything is being entertained. Be part of it. I enjoy most of the time meditating or the silence with Dharma at his house. I'm sure a lot of activities are happening individually as islands. Let us make bridges and connect all of them. That will be the strength. Otherwise, we may sink anytime because small islands can sink faster, right? So let us connect together and then try to make a big bridge. That's going to be the strength of this community, irrespective of whatever happens here. Thank you, thanks a lot. So if everything is fine, let us stand for a national anthem. Children? Yeah. Stand. Yeah.
Two more people. Adya, and where's...
Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Start. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Janagana mana adhidayaka jaya hai Bharata bhagya vidata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga
Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladi Taranga